Hey, how's it going, everybody? Today we're doing something a little bit different. As you can tell right away, this is not a Lego set, but rather this is the Western Freight Train from Lumibricks, previously known as FunWhole. They just recently changed their name as of the last week or two, I believe. And I wasn't too sure about this company at first, or because I don't collect off-brand Lego like I'm sure most Lego collectors, do or don't, I should say. But I came across the set through another Western set of theirs, and I got the chance to see it in person through one of my friends who owns a couple of these FunHoles or Lumibricks sets, I should say. And once I saw them in person, I knew I had to get one of my own and start collecting some of them. So this is the one we're looking at today. This is, like I said, the Western Freight Train. This cost $90 US, and I was able to get it on sale because I ordered this personally on launch day, which was back in the later part of 2024. But this company is always doing some sorts of deals or discounts or whatever. They have an Amazon storefront and an official website, so the same discounts and the same deals are applicable to both of those. Each set from this company includes a light kit, and almost all pieces don't use stickers. For those that have designs on them, they're almost all printed except for some of their older sets, but anything they release now into the future is going to be all printed, which is, pretty incredible in that the fact that Lego doesn't even do that for some of their, 18 plus sets, which I wish they would do more of. But, the fact that companies like this are going out and doing it is, pretty great in itself. But, yeah, so let's just go ahead and get right into it. So this set comes with 1,524 pieces. This is set number F9036. Now, right away, I just wanted to talk about the figures that come in this set. They're not going to be your, typical Lego minifigure. Obviously, no other company besides Lego can make that design because Lego has the patent copyright, on them. So, these figures aren't my favorite. And here, we'll just take a closer look at one of them. You have to build each part of the figure. You have to put together, so you have to put the legs together, the three parts. You have to put the two parts of the arms, the hands and the arm together, and then you have to attach those to the body. The good part, though, is all the hair and head pieces. Oh, I almost took that off. But all the hair and head pieces for these minifigures are all compatible with Lego. So, maybe if you don't like the figures themselves, but you like the head pieces they have, you can take those and put them on your minifigures. But, as for the light kit, this set, it uses 3 AAA batteries, which I believe all of their battery boxes use. For this set, it is located in the tender. Here you go. You just got a simple on-off switch right there, too. Now, if you're not interested in using batteries, this set does come with a USB connector that will plug right into any sort of, wall charger or portable charger. Now here, on the other end, is the actual connection that goes into the set. There is a special built brick that has 4 slots that all distribute the power throughout the set. Now, the lights on the set, there are 3 on the locomotive and 4 on the rear car. For the locomotive, you got one as the headlamp. And coming around to the back side of it, there's one that sort of acts as a exterior cab light. And then there is one for the firebox. And you can open up, get more access to the cab through the roof. The whole roof doesn't really come off easily. It's not made to really necessarily come off, but you do have this part here to put minifigures inside and just kind of mess around with whatever in there. There's plenty of detail on the interior, lots of gauges. Let me get a good angle there. That's what I love about these sets is there's just so much packed into like little spaces, which is great. As I wish, Lego would sometimes take some advice from some of these companies sometimes. Now, the front bogies do move, so you can push it around corners, as well as the part where the drive wheels are. Those turn as well. The side rods, this is what they look like. They're very similar to those of the Disney train from back in the day, as well as the Hogwarts Express from 2018. So not the most recent one, but the one before that. The tender is very well done. I like the design of it a lot. I like the 4 wheels. However, with the 4 wheels, that does make it a little bit harder to go around corners. I don't have any turns because I'm in a different setup right now, not with my regular train table, as you guys have seen from my more recent couple of videos. But this you can solve this just by taking off one or two of these wheels and just kind of messing around with the configuration a little bit. Now, as for motorization, I was really interested in. I wanted to get this set motorized. I don't know how easily I can do that. I have seen a couple of videos on YouTube of this one person in particular just took out the wheels on the tender and put a Lego 9-volt motor on that. And it looked like it worked pretty well. And I do have a Lego 9-volt motor back at my normal setup. But obviously I only have one. But that's not the big deal. Just just swap it between trains. Now I do like the design. I think it looks pretty cool. I think it's pretty solid for a Western themed train. I think the words just freight on the side of the locomotive and the tender are a little funny. But it's nice to have something rather than nothing, in my opinion. The couplers are sort of a Technic-like system, similar to kind of also what Lego's been doing with some of their more recent sets, which I wish personally with at least Lego. I understand why this company's doing it, but with Lego, I wish they would just stick with one system, because they currently have like three. They have their standard magnetic couplers. They have the couplers like these ones, which are sort of like a Technic system, I said. And then they also have kind of like a ball joint, which is on the Orient Express set. But yeah, no, the tender is great, and I think it serves its purpose greatly. Now, here's where we start to get to some more fun stuff. This is the connection point for the lights that go to the rear. That's how these all connect throughout the set, and how you can take them apart and move cars around. Now, the set is meant to stay in this particular order, just the way the wires are run through the set. But, if you have other sets or you want to just put train cars behind this, and you can take that off and do whatever you want with it. Now, here's the log car. This doesn't have any lights on it. The wire just runs right under the log load, and then it comes out the backside. You build this as a bunch of these round bricks together. They just connect in between these two plates. And just snap it back on like that. Sorry about that. And yeah, it's all just one piece. You take it off and put it on, and then you put these chains over it. Pretty simple execution there. And then this also has, like on the back of the tender, the connection point for the lights. As you just see, they turned off. I click them back on. They flicker right back on. And it's a pretty great system. Simple but effective. Now, this is the freight / I like to call it the baggage car, because it looks like your typical Western train baggage cars. It's got sliding doors on either side. There you go. Opens all the way. And then you can just slide it back. You got a small cargo load in there. And then it's got opening doors on the front. And here, if I can get this, on the front and rear of the train car here. There we go. There's two exterior lights and two interior lights. Now, when you access the interior, the lights do come off, as they got that similar touchpad-like system. Those are the two interior lights. Now, when we take a look in here, one half is designated to all the cargo and the freight and all sorts of other baggage. You got, looks like a little map of the railway there. I believe that's what that is. Now back here is kind of more like an office quarters for some of the workers on this railroad. You got a wanted poster for some of the criminals. Lumibricks loves to include sorts of stories and lore with their sets. So all the figures have names. I don't personally know them because I'm not super interested in that, but they are included, I think, in all of the instructions, or at least in their promo arts and stuff. But yeah, so kind of acts as like an office area, also has a caboose as well. And when we take the roof piece, just click it right back on there, and boom, like that, lights flicker back on. So, if you want the interior lights on, you got to have the roof on, but you're not taking that off that often. So yeah, the the train itself in particular is really great. Now let's start looking at some of these other side builds. Now here's what the track looks like. If you're wondering, it is 100% Lego compatible. They got you to use they have little just bricks to put on it, just to kind of look like an old worn down sort of Western track. It's great. You got a little bit of dynamite here and the box that you push the handle down and boom, it explodes, right? So just fun little details there. Now the water tower, this was a pretty cool little side build that I liked having it as an accessory. You got just some more, you got a wanted poster there, some more type of baggage, all sorts of like desert greenery. The build for this was pretty fun. This part was a little bit complicated up here to get the shaping of the tower, but it looks great. This part is pretty loose, so it'll kind of get stuck at one way or another, but that's fine. And this does spin around, so you can angle it at different areas that you want to go at. They just use a flame piece to simulate the water flying out. And yeah, so those are the side builds there. Before I give you guys my final thoughts, I just wanted to show you some of the extra parts that are included in this set, as I believe it's pretty important to know going into building a set from this company in particular. As you can see, you got some bricks that typically wouldn't be considered extra pieces in a Lego set, as those usually are only, the really small pieces like the 1x1 little round tiles or plates, as well as like pieces like this where it's like pretty miscellaneous, pretty random. So you will have some of your other regular bricks. You might be like, oh, geez, like I wonder, like, did I miss something? But you're good. Just look through the instructions. I had to do that a couple times while building this set as well as with another. And then you also get these pieces. You're like, well, why do I have these? Some of the bigger printed parts are included on these. So for this set in particular, the freight logo on the tender was on these, and then the freight logo on the locomotive was included on these ones. So I think they just do that when they're building the sets. That just makes it easier, so that way the prints line up. So you can see these are two separate 2x4 tiles. There's a split. That way it just gets the printing to line all up equally. The set does come with a brick separator too, and the instructions are all paper, pretty hefty. They come with a service card as well. And yeah, so it tells you about the company. You got some nice art, which is pretty cool. Lego doesn't, they only do this for like their ideas, their icon sets. But you got all sorts of different stuff. Like I said, there is just some little bit of lore there. Tells you what's included, how to troubleshoot with the electronics. It checks them, tells you what's included. And then, then you just get right into it, and there you go. And here's what the set looks like with the lights off in the room. The lights on the set do shine really bright. They really illuminate the room. Now I do have white walls and obviously a white table too here, but I think still in any other room it would do a great job. And yeah, that's what that looks like in the dark. So yeah, that concludes my review on the Lumibricks Western Freight Train. I like this set a lot, and I'm definitely glad I picked it up. I really think it does rival some of LEGO's current trains on the market, and even ones that they've made before. The value you get in the set is incredible, not only with the piece count, but also the light kit and the details that go into the train. I think it's great, and it all works out super well. I think really the only negatives I would have for this set, or it's really only one, would be remember how the tender and the log car have these connections? The baggage car doesn't have that, and there is a point to connect more cars on the back there, but they just didn't include one, which, it's fine, but if you did want to add on, and you could still add on coaches, but you couldn't necessarily add on more lights, but that's okay. It's not the big deal for me. I think the set looks great as it is. And if someone can motorize it, hopefully I can see that, so more people can look into maybe buying the set and supporting this company. I think what they're doing is great. They got a lot of cool designs for their sets, really unique stuff you don't see Lego or even other companies do. So yeah, that concludes that. I do have another set that's ready for review. It's built also from this company, so be on the lookout for that. That should hopefully be going up in the next week. And as for now, that's been it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and leave a comment. Tell me what you think about these sort of off-brand Lego companies. And yeah, I hope you all have a great day, and that's it for now.